Greetings, folks. Bob's here from Daily Enduring Truth, and I've got a confession to make. I forgot about this recording. Now, it's been an interesting week. Uh, Yesterday, my wife finally came home from the hospital again. She's had this surgery in the same area 3 times to try to get everything fixed, and she was again in the hospital. And believe me, it's hard when your wife is in the hospital and you're trying to do other things, because you think about her, you care about her. So she finally came home from the hospital yesterday, and we got our refrigerator fixed. Our refrigerator was out for 4 weeks, and finally it got fixed, it seems like. Hopefully it'll stay fixed. So it's been a crazy day, and today I've had to take care of Lucy. We've had to work on taking care of beginning the process of restocking the refrigerator and planning meals and things like that. So in the midst of all that, and this being November, this is National Novel Writing Month, I forgot. So I apologize for that. I know this is coming a little bit later than normal, depending on when you normally see this. But it's not being placed in the afternoon. It's already here sometime in the evening. It's about almost 8 o'clock, I guess, my time. So anyway, uh, you know, we always talk about Jesus turning over the tables in the temple. And we talk about how amazing that was that he would do something like that. But one of the things that he always was able to do was turn the tables on his opponent's arguments. And I think that may be more amazing and more demoralizing to the religious leaders of the Jews than anything. They come up with what they think are the most brilliantly conceived plans to catch Jesus. And what does he do? He throws it back in their face, and it happens to them. And so we've got 2 different parables today that we talk about, or 2 different stories where that happens. And in the one, the Herodians and the Pharisees get together. Now, folks, that's sort of like, I don't know, I guess today you would say that the Republicans and the Democrats got together to ask them a question. And the question began with some flattery. Hey, we know you're right. We know you're a teacher of God, and you only teach what God would teach. Now, tell us about taxes. Should we pay taxes or not? And the problem was this was a special tribute that non-Roman citizens had to pay to Rome, as far as I can understand from my research. And the Jews were of 2 minds on it. There were some people who said we should never pay something like that, and because that's giving homage to someone other than God. And you had those who tried to get along in society and said, well, we can go ahead and pay those taxes. We're good. So they came up to Jesus and they said, should we pay the tax or not? Now, the Pharisees were the party of no, we shouldn't pay taxes. The Herodians were the party of yes, you should pay taxes. So you have these 2 groups getting together to ask this important question because they knew that Jesus' answer would cause division among his followers. Because let's face it, nobody likes to pay taxes. Anyway, Jesus threw it back at them. He asked them to bring a coin, and he said, whose picture is on the coin? And that's one of the reasons why some didn't like to pay the taxes, is because they needed to use the Roman coin with a picture on it, a picture of the emperor. And they didn't like that. They considered it a form of idolatry. And so they said, Caesar's picture is on it. And Jesus said, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's. Render unto God the things that are God's. And I'm going to tell you, most of us, yeah, we may talk and we may grumble about our taxes and about rendering unto Caesar. But you know what we have more problems with? Is rendering unto God the things that are God's. And so that's part of my focus for myself in these next few days is what is it that really belongs to God and what is it that I can take care of myself? And to be honest, I know the answer really is everything belongs to God. But, you know, what can we get by with? And then the second one, the Sadducees, who don't believe in a resurrection, came up and said, well, hey, so we've got this situation here. Man had 6 brothers, so 7 brothers all living together. Man had a wife and he died. Well, the scripture says his brother is supposed to marry him. So his brother married her and he died. And the next brother married and he died. And all the way down to 7, he says, whose wife will she be in the resurrection? And Jesus basically said, you don't understand the concept of resurrection. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. So often we talk about seeing our loved ones in heaven and being with our loved ones in heaven. And mom died, and now she's with dad again in heaven. Believe me, I say those things too. But Jesus said, you're neither marrying or giving in marriage in heaven. I like to think that I would get to meet my wife again in heaven, but I don't know. But I can tell you this: if I don't, God has something even better in store. And that's what we do need to do is trust. And Jesus, not understanding modern teaching methods, basically said, "You're wrong," to the Sadducees. "You don't understand it. You're wrong. You're way off." So, a couple of interesting stories that lead us to remember that, first of all, Jesus is going to turn the tables when we try to trick him. And second of all, he loves us and he cares for us. And what he has in store for us is so much better than anything we could imagine that we just need. You all have a great week. Take care.